Icebergs. I'm sure you're all well aware of their online meaning, but if not, at the tip of the iceberg you have the more well-known subjects, and as the iceberg goes deeper into the ocean, the subjects become more obscure. The iceberg we'll be covering is the Unsolved Mysteries and Phenomena iceberg, created by crescentcommoner on Reddit. My name is Jangwon, and if you like these types of videos, please make sure you subscribe so you never miss anything from me in the future. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy. Starting off with the first entry on the tip of the iceberg, we have Jack the Ripper, who was an unidentified serial killer who terrorized London in 1888. He was known for killing at least 5 women near the Whitechapel district of London. He would mutilate their bodies in peculiar ways such as removing internal organs, which led investigators to realize that the killer had some anatomical and surgical knowledge. The Zodiac Killer is an unidentified serial killer who murdered at least 5 people in Northern California around the late 1960s. The Zodiac Killer would leave strange letters from 1969 to 1974 and were signed with a crosshair symbol. These letters would have 4 ciphers or cryptograms, to which the first was sent in 3 parts to 3 Bay Area newspapers in July of 1969. These letters would be decoded and would read sayings such as, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." The killer would continue the spree of killing and sending letters, with some speculating he was active in the 1980s. The killer has been identified as Arthur Leigh Allen, although this claim was never confirmed. D.B. Cooper, also known as Dan Cooper, was a criminal who hijacked a commercial plane heading from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington on November 24th of 1971. The hijacker told a flight supervisor that he was armed with a bomb and demanded $200,000 in ransom, as well as requesting 4 parachutes upon landing in Seattle. After the passengers were dropped off in Seattle, Cooper would demand the flight attendants to refuel the plane and begin a second flight to Mexico City. Around 30 minutes after leaving Seattle, Cooper would open the plane's aft door, deploy the staircase, and parachute away over southwestern Washington. The identity of D.B. Cooper was never found. There are tons of theories surrounding Cooper by the FBI about his demise, although there are no conclusions. The Taos hum originated in north-central New Mexico in the town of Taos, which is a mysterious low-frequency rumbling or humming sound. Although this hum has appeared in multiple places such as Canada and New Zealand, the Taos hum is the most popular one. There have been many suggestions as to what this hum could be, such as a jet stream that sheared against slow-removing air, or a midshipman fish's mating call. Although there have been many theories about this sound, it still remains a mystery. Bigfoot, or more commonly known as Sasquatch, is a large and hairy human-like creature that some believe resides in forests in North America, and is present in both American and Canadian folklore. Although many have tried to prove Bigfoot's existence, such as claims of sightings, as well as alleged photographs, videos, and audio recordings, hair samples, and large footprints, Bigfoot is nothing more than a combination of folklore, misidentification, and is simply just a hoax. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was an international passenger flight that was operated by Malaysia Airlines that disappeared from the radar on March 8, 2014, while flying from Kuala Lumpur International Airport in Malaysia to Beijing Capital International Airport in China, with 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board. It has been nearly 10 years since the disappearance of the plane, yet the reason has still not been determined. Many theories about the plane's disappearance developed, including hijackers that took the plane to a remote island, or a terrorist attack from Afghanistan that hijacked the plane and held the crew and passengers hostage. Yet these have not been confirmed.
We turn to the latest on the search inside the lives of the pilots. Even the words of the co-pilot when he said goodnight. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas spoke to the experts today.
Tonight, Malaysian authorities are urgently studying the captain's at-home flight simulator for clues.
The simulator was reassembled at the police headquarters.
Investigators want to know, did the captain seen here on a widely circulated YouTube clip appearing to show him going through airport security practice the maneuvers that the flight made beforehand? And today we learned from Malaysian officials the potential critical importance of that last radio transmission from the plane to air traffic control. "All right, good night," said someone in the cockpit. Could only 4 words provide clues to help unlock the case?
Do you believe that the person who said, "all right, good night," from the cockpit was the pilot or the co-pilot?
Initial investigation indicated it was the co-pilot who basically spoke the last time it was recorded on tape.
What have you found? Have you analyzed it for stress?
That is part of our investigation.
Investigators will look for any hint of a change in demeanor.
Speaking too fast, the voice goes up, your voice box restricts when you're stressed out, things of that nature.
A stressful voice could provide clues that the pilot was forced to act against his will, or that he was planning something awful. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
Death of Elisa Lam is a story about a Canadian tourist named Elisa Lam who disappeared on January 31st of 2013. Lam's body was recovered on February 1st from a cistern atop the Stay On Main Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Her body was found by a hotel maintenance worker investigating claims of flooding and low water pressure. Footage of Lam acting strange inside of the hotel elevator had surfaced. This video would go viral and would lead to an autopsy being performed. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office had concluded that the death was an accident, with bipolar disorder being a major contributing factor. Lam's body would be found fully nude inside a large water tank, with the clothes from the elevator floating in the water. As noticed by investigators, the concentration of prescription drugs in Lam's system indicated that she was under-medicating or had stopped taking her medications recently. The most likely cause was because of Lam's bipolar disorder. She had accidentally drowned in the water tank. The bloop was an extremely low-frequency, high-amplitude underwater sound that was detected by the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, in the year 1997. By 2012, there was speculation that the sound had come from a marine animal, although the NOAA's description of the sound was consistent with noises generated by non-tectonic cryoseisms, which originates from glacial movements, such as ice calving, or through seeped gouging by ice. Even though this was never really confirmed, it is highly unlikely that this was a large unknown sea creature, and most likely originated by glacial movements. Harold Holt was an Australian politician and lawyer who was the 17th Prime Minister of Australia from 1966 until he disappeared out of nowhere and was presumed dead in 1967. Holt would disappear while swimming in the sea near Port St. Victoria. A large search operation would be placed around Cheviot Beach, although the body of Holt would never be found and was presumed dead. Many theories had been created over this, such as Holt being a spy from the People's Republic of China and had been taken from a Chinese submarine, although the most likely case was an accidental drowning and lost at sea.
It is feared that the Prime Minister has drowned. A great search is being made for Mr. Holt off Port St. Victoria. However, no official announcement has been made as to the fate of the Prime Minister. Mr. Holt went for a swim shortly after noon with a friend, Mr. Alan Stewart, a quarantine officer from the Melbourne suburb of Armadale. They swam out into heavy surf on the ocean side of the Mornington Peninsula. Mr. Stewart told police he saw the Prime Minister dive, but he failed to resurface.
The Voynich manuscript is an ancient manuscript illustrated with an unknown language and speculated to be created around the 15th or 16th century. The script is named after Wilfrid Voynich, who purchased it in 1912. Scholars and decoders have attempted to decipher the mysterious text since it was first discovered, but extremely little has been decoded, making this book the world's most mysterious manuscript. Babushka Lady Identity is an unidentified woman who was present during the 1963 assassination of John F. Kennedy, who might have photographed the events that happened in Dallas's Dealey Plaza at the time JFK was shot. The Babushka Lady was seen in many different areas observing the incident. This lady and her footage have never been identified, until in 1970 when a woman named Beverly Oliver had told a conspiracy researcher that she was the Babushka Lady. Although this claim remains uncertain, and the identity of the Babushka Lady remains a mystery. WebDriver Torso is a strange YouTube channel with over 600,000 videos about moving red and blue rectangles, with an eerie, high-pitched sound in the background. The origin and meaning of this channel were highly unknown, and many theories were brought up, such as it being used for spy messages, contact by extraterrestrial life, or a Cicada 3301 recruitment program. Although these theories are fun to think about, they all have been debunked, as Google had confirmed this channel exists as an internal testing utility for YouTube's performance. Number stations are shortwave radio stations that broadcast formatted numbers and are believed to be addressed to intelligence officers who are operating in foreign countries.
39715. 39715. 39715. 39715. 39715.
These stations have been transmitting strange broadcasts for decades, which started during the World War I era, and are still ongoing to this day. The purpose of number stations are widely unknown and remain in secrecy. However, many theories about them exist, such as espionage, covert communications, or just simple radio tests. Despite all the speculation, the true purpose of these stations are still uncertain. Purpose of dreaming. The reason why we dream is still pretty unknown, although there are popular theories about it, such as we dream to regulate emotion and to consolidate memories, but the true reason why we dream is still uncertain. Tylenol murders were a series of poisoning deaths that occurred in Chicago in 1982 after someone tampered with the Tylenol capsules by lacing them with potassium cyanide, which resulted in the deaths of 7 people. This case led to a massive recall of Tylenol products and would change how companies produce their products for medicine. Despite investigation, the person who did this tampering was never identified.
Time is running out. Witnesses are dying, memories are fading. It seemed like now was the right time to find out what's going on.
The WOW signal was a strong narrowband radio signal that was detected on August 15th of 1977 by Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope, which was used to search for extraterrestrial life. This signal appeared to have come from the direction of the star formation Sagittarius, and showed the expected characteristics of extraterrestrial origin. The astronomer who discovered this anomaly wrote "Wow" beside the computer printout which read the signal's intensity, 6EQUJ5. This signal has not been detected since, and many theories have been made about what created it, but none explain the signal. Cicada 3301, as mentioned earlier, is a name given to a mysterious organization that posted strange puzzles and challenges on the internet from 2012 to 2014. These puzzles would include cryptography, steganography, and other unique ways to solve them. The purpose and identity behind Cicada 3301 are still uncertain. However, multiple theories would be brought up, with speculation about how it's a recruitment tool for the NSA or the CIA, but nothing has been confirmed. Black Dahlia, or Elizabeth Short, was an American lady who was found murdered in Los Angeles, California, on January 15th of 1947. A mother was taking her child for a walk until she came across Elizabeth's body, which was cut cleanly in half at the waist. The mother at first thought this was just a mannequin until further investigation. Although this morbid mutilation, there was no blood around, which indicated she had been killed somewhere else. It's been nearly 80 years since this case, and the killer has never been found, and most likely will never be. Max Headroom Incident. On November 22, 1987, the television signals of 2 stations in Chicago, Illinois were hijacked, and briefly sent a pirate broadcast of an unidentified person wearing a Max Headroom mask and costume, while thousands of viewers would watch. This intruder would interrupt WGN-TV and WTTW for around 90 seconds.
These are freaking nerds. Checks worse than freaking Jesus.
This person is still unidentified and is one of the most famous unsolved cases of television signal intrusion in history. The Dancing Plague was a dance epidemic during the year 1518 that happened in Strasbourg, Alsace, which is France today. This strange epidemic lasted from around July 1518 to September 1518, where around 50 to 400 people started to dance for weeks. There are many theories on this phenomenon, with the most popular being stress-induced mass hysteria, as well as some believing it was caused by food poisoning by ergot fungi, which is structurally similar to LSD. Lost media is media that has been forgotten or no longer exists in any format. This can apply to movies, TV shows, radio broadcasts, music, video games, and pretty much anything that has a place online. Black Knight satellite photos are a set of photos released by NASA in 1998 that shows space debris and is believed to be a spacecraft of extraterrestrial origin, known as the Black Knight.
December 11th, 1998. On day 9 of their mission to construct the International Space Station, the crew of Space Shuttle Endeavour is unpacking new hardware when they spot an irregular shadow floating some distance away. They quickly take photographs of the oddly shaped object, but its dark color makes it difficult to identify, almost as if it was meant to be camouflaged against the darkness of space.
Astronauts took a picture of some unidentified object in space. Once people saw that picture, they were convinced that it was an alien spacecraft or some kind of flying saucer. But then that raises the question of what it might be.
This really was something anomalous, because when you think about satellites, normally you think maybe about something spherical or about something obviously manufactured. But this is all sorts of odd angles and curved edges, like nothing the human mind could conceive of or design or build.
After reviewing the photographs, NASA claimed that the mysterious object was simply a thermal cover that had broken free from the space station during construction. But given the bizarre shape of the mysterious object, there are many people who find that explanation a little hard to believe. Instead, they claim that the images are evidence of an extraterrestrial craft in Earth's orbit that is known as the Black Knight satellite.
Although scientists have debunked claims of this being an alien satellite orbiting Earth, some like to believe that it's been out there observing humans for around 13,000 years. Although we're barely into the water, the talked about topics remain extremely mysterious and unknown, and it's uncertain if they'll ever be uncovered in the future. Thank you for watching Volume 1 of this iceberg. I'm hoping to have this in 4 parts just so the videos don't get too long, and just because this is my first iceberg video I've done. If you enjoyed, please make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss anything from me in the future. Thanks for watching.